There's nothing in this world that feels like the freedom that comes with being an e-commerce solopreneur. When you are a successful e-commerce solopreneur, you're free to control your own time and schedule, you're free from debts and financial stress, and you're free to live and work from anywhere in the world. I've built Baby Sunnies, Deskello, and a few other brands. Baby Sunnies is the most popular baby sunglasses brand in the US with over 200,000 units sold and 7 figures yearly revenue. It was acquired last year by investors for a sweet exit payday. Deskello, a brand that I just built last year, racked over $500,000 in sales so far while helping more than 20,000 people reduce their wrist strain. So follow me to the office where I will show you how you can do it too. Any action that I take, any activity that I do for the business, to grow the business, the e-commerce business, fall into one of these two categories, one of these two buckets, the long-term bucket and the short-term bucket. Anything that you do need to have a clear purpose and need to go into one of these two buckets, right? I'm going to give examples here. The short-term bucket, I call it the immediate sales bucket. The long-term bucket, I call it the company value bucket. So the short-term bucket is, I want to launch a product. I have no audience. What is the shortest possible way to start getting sales ASAP? And then, for example, long-term stuff. I'm going to build a community around my brand. I'm going to build a Facebook group and funnel people from the Facebook group to an email list so I can generate revenue from these people. All this stuff takes time, right? To build a community, to build a YouTube channel, content creation, to do SEO on Google, all this stuff goes into the long-term bucket, right? Why am I saying this? Because I want you to understand that every single action, every single task, every single activity that you're going to do need to belong in one of these two buckets. And you cannot do one that belongs in the short-term bucket and expect long-term results from it. And you cannot do long-term stuff and expect short-term results from it. As an example, you cannot go post on Facebook, share your journey, and expect getting immediate, consistent sales from it. If you already understand this, when I say product launch, at the most fundamental level, at the most basic level, what is product launch? You can simplify it to a very simple sentence. It's starting to sell something to someone. Starting to sell this product that solves a specific problem for a specific person. What is the most important action based on that description that you need to take to launch? We go back to the top, short-term, long-term, cannot mix those. But now I want to give you a simple 10-step framework that is not for the long-term bucket because I'm not an expert in the long-term bucket. I'm really good at taking a product, launching it on Amazon, and making a ton of sales. This is what I know how to do. Without an audience, without one person in email list, only on Amazon, only with PPC. And then we get so many sales, we rank and we get organic and PPC sales, or we only sell with PPC. Everybody that started on Amazon has 98% chance to fail and 2% chance to win. This is coming from Amazon themselves. This is Amazon statistics. That means that our probability of success is 2% in the beginning, like everybody else, right? Everything that we do in the business should reduce that risk and increase our probability of success. There is no way we can make the probability of success 100% and the risk of failure 0%. We hope that we make it 80 chance of success and 20 chance of failure. A simple framework is 10 steps that will take you from just an idea to making sure that you reduce all the risks that you could reduce. Step number 10 is the actual launch. Number one, the person. Number one, and the most important thing, who do I want to target with my brand or with my next product? 2 quick tips when it comes to choosing the person. The first tip, and I always advise people to do this, you need to choose a person that is actually part of you. So I always say that every one of us has many characters or traits inside of them, right? For example, Marwan, the fat guy, Marwan, the bald guy, Marwan, the dad, Marwan, the solopreneur, the guy that works from home, the dance. Every one of us has so many characteristics or traits, right? So just make sure that the person that you're going to serve is actually a part of you. So for example, when I created a physical products brand, I created a brand for people who work from home, Deskello. I created Solopreneur State, not for entrepreneurs, no, but for solopreneurs, which is a subsection from, so I'm niching down. I don't want all entrepreneurs. I want solopreneurs, but not only solopreneurs, not SaaS solopreneurs, not crypto solopreneurs, not any kind of solopreneur, but e-commerce solopreneur. So I'm niching down, but also I am myself an e-commerce solopreneur, correct? So I know what this person needs, and I really can serve that person because I am that person. This is the first tip. Choose a person that is actually a part of you. And the second tip, don't stay so general and don't go too narrow. I'll explain what I mean by that. So there's something called the TAM, Total Addressable Market. For example, somebody who works from home, who is a male, who is a PS5 gamer, who is also a dad, who is also a fat guy that wants to keep moving, then now my target audience becomes so small that it will limit my growth, right? I will 100% resonate with these people, with all the description that I said above, right? Because I know exactly who are these people. I am that person, right? But again, if it's too narrow, that means my opportunity of growth is going to be very, very limited, right? And if it's too general, that means I'm not going to resonate with anybody. For example, if I saw an ad saying this ad is for chubby dads or overweight dads that are bald and work from home, I'm going to stop. I'm going to pay attention to what this guy is saying because this is exactly who I am, right? The deeper you go, the more you resonate with the people. But again, the deeper you go, the smaller your TAM is, your total addressable market is. Person, this is the first step. Let's go back to the 10-step framework from idea to launch, right? Person. Number 2, brand. What does my brand stand for? What is my brand identity? What is my brand visual identity? What colors do I use? What is my logo? What is the name of my brand? What is my website? What is the vision of my brand? What is the mission of my brand? What I want to help people with? What problem do I want to solve for people? All that kind of top level brand stuff, not product stuff yet. We haven't talked about the product yet, right? Now you have your brand and you have your person. The next step is to look at these two and create a list of products. So number 3, a list of products. No validation needs to be done here. I want you to create a list, 10, 15, 100 product ideas that will follow your brand's mission and everything around your brand, plus serve that person that you want to serve. And you can use anything. You can use your brain. You can use YouTube, for example. If you're making a brand for dads, you just search YouTube dads and look for dad influencers that what kind of products do they sell or promote? Search Amazon for dads. The 4th step is the initial validation. We have 2 steps for validation, number 4 and number 6. So number 4 is the initial validation. What is the initial validation? Basically, you're doing financial validation and demand validation. You're just making sure that the financials of the product make sense, that you can sell this product profitably, and you don't need to get very specific when it comes to the numbers here. A quick Alibaba search, for example, will give you an idea how much we can get this product for and how much we can sell it for. How big is this product? What is the FBA fees and how much is the gross profit margin before advertising and operational expenses, just with the COGS and FBA fees and the commission and everything inside? Is the product going to be profitable? Does it have enough margin when it comes to percentage and dollar value to pass the initial validation? This is the first thing. And the second thing is I want to make sure that this product actually has demand. Whether you're trying to launch on Amazon or off Amazon, you will still use Amazon for data. So you use Helium 10, for example, or Helium 10 free extension. Is there enough keywords, search volume for this product? And if there are enough sellers, how many units do they sell per month? How much revenue do they make? And have a general idea of the market. It doesn't have to be a very low, no competition product. No, we can go to the most competitive markets and still win. We need to make sure that the demand is not too low, that we don't have any opportunity to grow. 1 person, 2 brand, 3 list of products, 4 initial validation, and then 5 product design. Now you need to design your product. If you can design a product yourself or have an idea about the product yourself, I'm going to attach this, I'm going to add this, I'm going to make, for example, a screwdriver set with 3 extra anything. You design your product, and then the next step is the final validation. What is the final validation? Now we designed our product. Now we need to make sure that we can actually manufacture this product, and we don't need huge molds, for example, with thousands and thousands of dollars. Make sure that we can actually manufacture this product. Start talking to manufacturers and suppliers, which in return will give us that we can or we cannot manufacture this product, and what is the exact cost for that product. And then we know exactly the dimensions for this product. So we know exactly the FBA fees. We know exactly how much it's going to cost us to ship it from China to the US or whatever you're manufacturing to whatever you're selling, right? So now we have a clearer picture, exact numbers. And then we do the final validation. What does the final validation mean? Do the final validation for gross profit margins. Second, I'm going to make sure that I can actually manufacture this product and I have the capital to order the MOQ. Third, I'm going to do a PICFU or a product opinion or any kind of survey to make sure that my design, my USP that I think is going to blow people's mind actually is going to blow people's mind. I personally use PICFU, and if I don't have the sample yet, I would just go to a 3D designer and then he made a rendering of that 3D model. I already photoshopped a title, I photoshopped a price, I photoshopped the product image, and it looks exactly like a listing on Amazon. I put myself against the competition, my product won. Now I know that if people are searching for keyboard stand on Amazon, at least they're going to click, right? So if people like my USP, like my price point that I plan to launch, and they still click on my product, now this is the final validation. I'm 100% sure now that if I put this product on Amazon for that price, it's going to sell. Now my problem becomes, how can I show, which exactly what you said, Annie, how can I be visible to my customer? I already know the click part because I already tested my USP with real people, Amazon shoppers. And then the final part is going to be the conversion. To simplify the sale, you need to look at 3 different things: the impression, the click, and the conversion. You cannot have a problem that I don't give enough sales. This is not a problem. This is a result of a problem. For example, if you're running ads and you're not getting enough sales, you need to look, am I getting enough impressions? No, up the bids. Okay, problem solved. Am I getting impressions but not getting clicks? Okay, so my CTR is very low, and now I need to work on the click. I need to change the image, the title, the price, or work on more reviews to increase the CTR. But if I'm getting impressions and I'm getting clicks, but people are not converting, now it's not a price problem because they already clicked and they already wanted to buy the product. It's not the main image problem. It's not the title problem, but it's the other 5 images and the video problem and the bullet points problem and the A+ content problems. Now we arrive to the final validation. We finalize final validation. Number 7 is to order. You place your order. And then number 8, you work on the listing. You make sure that you're going to have the best listing in the market, speaking directly to your target customer, not talking about your product or your brand, but talking about them and how they feel. You don't want to say this is the best product in the market. You want to say when you're using that product, you're going to feel ... After you finish the listing, you make sure that everything is ready. Your inventory arrived. If you're launching on Amazon, it already arrived to the FCs. If you're launching on Shopify, it already arrived to your 3PL or your warehouse or at home. And then number 10 is to actually launch. We're going to talk a lot about how to actually launch, but these are the 10 steps that will take you from the very beginning, just an idea for the whole brand, to launching the actual product. I know some of you are thinking, that's all great stuff, but I don't have tons of money to start with. I have a draining full-time job. How exactly am I going to launch on Amazon? I don't have any experience in running ads. I don't have any audience or email list. I promise you, we're going to cover these and more in the next video on Monday. I will show you the only 2 ways to launch a product on Amazon from scratch with no existing audience or email lists. But for now, leave all your questions in the comment section below and I will answer them as soon as possible. Let me know your thoughts in a comment. See you in the next one.